What's up, guys? I'm live. I'm just checking my stuff out. Yes, it's appearing right here. Cool. Hey, Joseph, not much. So here's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to attempt to read online the whole Age of Apocalypse run. It's like 47 books. I think it's 47 books. There are also these books, disclaimer here, when I say they're 47 books. These are comics from the 90s. And so these comics are much longer. They have much more dialogue. They have much more depth. There's just a lot more put into them at the time. And this is right before the Marvel Comics crash and comics got bad. When I was little, I didn't understand the Age of Apocalypse. To me, they took an X-Men book and things I liked and they turned it into something completely different, and I did not understand it. I didn't know what was an event, and that after about 6 months, 7 months, or a year that they ran it, it would come to an end. And then when it come to an end, things would go back to kind of the status quo. I didn't get that. Over the time, it was something that pushed me away from comics, and then over time it became one of my favorite arcs that I come to remember. This is an alternate reality. There's a story called Legion Quest, which I don't think was it's not in this folder. Legion Quest was kind of the prequel. Ultimately, Legion, the son of Charles Xavier, if any of you guys seen the show Legion, you'll know I'm talking about David Haller. Ultimately, he goes back in time and he's convinced that he never got to know his father or be around his father because his father was too busy fighting for mutant rights, and in particular was fighting Magneto. So, Legion manifests all these powers. He's got a bunch of personalities and a bunch of mental disorders and different things. He goes back in time to try to kill Magneto. He can't completely put under control where he lands. So he lands when Magneto and Xavier are still friends, and they're younger, and they're attending different universities and things, and they're back on the mainland and shit. Ultimately, in his attempt to kill Magneto, he kills his father instead. Now, time travel works different in the comic verse, but because Legion's kind of dumb and he's got all these powers, Legion perceives it as the back of the future thing is going to occur, so Legion just kind of fades away and disappears. So in this timeline where Xavier dies in Magneto's arms, Xavier makes Magneto promise to carry out his dreams, to do what he to carry out his dreams, and so Magneto goes on to form the X-Men. That's all I've got to say about how this world came to be. Now let's start the book together, friends. X-Men Chronicles, Here Now, the Dawn of Apocalypse. Wendigore Mountain, called the Haunted Mountain in Eastern Europe. He is called Magneto. An evolutionary twist of fate has given him the power to control and manipulate magnetic fields. He and others like him, born with the genetic potential for great powers, are known as mutants. The world of humans fears them for being different and hates them for being gifted. And Magneto senses that, and the hatred is growing and darker times are at hand. Stan Lee presents Origins, the first adventure of Magneto's astonishing X-Men. There's our little credits. This book was 95, so about 3 years, we're learning something from 30 years ago. Once Magneto sought to educate those who feared mutants. And real quick, you guys know I got this big old Magneto tattoo. I fucking love this character. I love this dude for all his flaws and all his shortcomings and all his strengths. It makes him the most I don't want to be human character. It makes him the most human. Once Magneto sought to educate those who feared mutants, sought to show that mutants and humans could work and live together in harmony and create a better world, but intolerance against those who were different, possibly superior, prevailed, and Magneto chose to isolate himself from the rest of the world. To a small group of young mutants from around the world, to him. Here, he is the teacher. Here, each receives rigorous and specialized training in use of their individual genetic gifts. Here, they learn to protect themselves from a world not ready to accept them for what they are. Here, they learn to be X-Men. A thunderous roar, the rapid displacement of an era, announces the arrival of one of the prize students, Quicksilver, a mutant gifted with super speed and more. He is Magneto's son. All is ready in the killing zone, Father. We only await your command to begin. Then go then. Join your teammates, Pietro. Initiate a level 1 exercise session before I arrive. No sooner said. Sometimes I fear I push them all too hard, especially him. Always training. Always training. but only through training is there hope for survival. That's why I tell you guys every day on my fucking shit, you get out there and train. The killing zone, it's a danger room, or it has been dubbed by Magneto's young charges, a technological wonder where the students are put through simulated combat situations. It is here that the best of Magneto's students are to be found. Wanda Maximoff, Magneto's own daughter, codenamed Scarlet Witch, for her ability to affect probability fields. The youngest of these is Robert Drake, known as Iceman for obvious reasons. Jean Grey is a young woman with incredibly telekinetic and telepathic powers. And Peter Rasputin, the steel-skinned Colossus. Aurora Monroe, gifted with control of weather, is Storm. Together, they form the mutant team known as the X-Men. This is good. With each passing day, they seem to gain more control over their powers. Even young Drake shows signs of reaching his full potential. All he needed was discipline. Now to join them, for I can never lead from the sidelines. My place is at their side, which is also why Magneto's always been the better leader than Chuck. The X-Men stand together. Remember, above all else, you must remember teamwork. You must function as one, always. And then let's see this cool picture. There's Storm, Quicksilver doing his thing. There's Storm. There's Quicksilver's arm. There's Jean doing her stuff. They're all just unified. The time is coming when we will face opponents who will not be nearly as forgiving as the Zone computers. There are those who would see us, all mutants, dead. If we cannot rely on each other, then we have nothing. Way to go, Petey. Quicksilver, Iceman, do not celebrate your minor victory. All I have seen is overconfidence and sloppiness against battle droids. Is this the results of my handiwork? Computer, level 4, engaged. Level 4, Father? We've never until now, Wanda, learned to adapt. Learn to adjust. In short, learn to survive. They have all become too lax. Perhaps I have sheltered them for too long. They know so little of the changing world outside these mountains. It is time that they be introduced to real danger, for them to taste fear. Observe, X-Men, as I magnetically raise the doors at the far end of the room and introduce you the newest and most dangerous member of our team. Hey, kiddies, you want a party? Stink. Who is this? Don't like your tone, Frail. A pretty little thing like you can call me Logan. To the rest of you, I'm Weapon X. These soldiers are nothing compared to my adamantium claws. Why are you all standing there gawking, afraid to get close to a real man? Afraid I'll bite? You never know now, do you? Bobby, he's going berserk. He's going to cut through you. That was close. Thanks, buddy. Enough, Logan. Our friends is susceptible, unfortunately, to berserk rages. They are the source of his strength and his bane. This is classic Wolverine, guys. Wolverine I grew up with. See those red eyes? He would literally go berserk. Quick note, Sabretooth is always berserk. That's why he's just so much stronger and better than Wolverine. I need you to reach out to him with your mind. Find the man within the beast. I don't know if I can telekinesis is one thing, but telepathy, it's still hard. I try. I will, but the resistance, his mind like none I've seen before, some coming up against some sort of psychic barrier, a barrier of anger, of hatred. Good Lord, how could you stand it? How? Rest now, Jean. You've done all you could. This rage has passed. The rage has passed. Should be proud of yourself, darling. More experienced telepaths than you have fried their brains trying to poke around inside this knucklehead. Be aware that with the proper training, Jean will be the most formidable. Opponent, Logan. Now it is time to introduce you to the rest of my X-Men. This bunch of kids, you promised me a real workout, Magneto. In time, X-Men, I expect you to help Weapon X in his orientation. Report to me within the hour. Now, if you'll excuse me, I am expecting another arrival. Well, kiddies, looks like we're going to be bunking together. Don't suppose any of you have a cigar. The United States of America, New York City. Here, mutant hysteria has reached new heights of late. Increasingly, humans live in fear as reports of sporadic mutant attacks spread. Adding to those fears are whispered tales of one mighty and long-lived mutant who seemingly is behind those attacks, and even now prepares to strike out against the human population. Today, a massive shadow fell across the city, and fear became reality. All eyes are drawn upward. Behold, the tremendous floating fortress which fills the sky. From its mammoth bow, a holographic projection issues forth, towering over the city, and words of doom echo through the streets. I am Chandra, herald of apocalypse. Be warned, humans, the days of the fit and the strong has arrived. The world is yours no longer. Soon it shall be delivered into the hands of those evolution has deemed its inheritors, Homo superior. The word is carried forth. The future has arrived, and a nation trembles. Wendigore, the time is near. Apocalypse is moving forward, sooner than I would have guessed. But I've learned that my expectations count for little in this life. All the training, all the planning, now it has to be put to the test, risking all our lives so that someday we might be able to enjoy a brighter future. You, Charles, shared that dream with me when I was too angry to see the world, when I was too angry at the world to see its worth. It has changed. My friend, you died too soon. Sometimes I wonder how differently you would have handled things. But today I cannot afford the luxury of musing on might have been. Finally, preparations must be made if I am to lead my X-Men against Apocalypse. I cannot do so without a solid strategy. Excuse me, Magneto. Mystique and the young lady from the United States have been waiting to see you. Of course, Bova. I had forgotten they had arrived. Send them in. For those of you who don't know, Bova was the caretaker of Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch in Wendigore Mountain. She rolls deep with the High Evolutionary as one of his creations. Magneto, I have more important things to do than sit around this retreat of yours waiting for an audience. Haven't you heard? Apocalypse is making his move. Yes, Mystique, I have heard everything. You're going to do something about it, aren't you? Yes. But let us attend to the business at hand. Young lady, Rogue, isn't it? Mystique said you would help me learn to use my powers and that I would be safe here from him. Magneto, do we really need to go through this? You know about her. You know Apocalypse has tried to get to her already. This is where she belongs. I don't want to prolong this. You asked for her. I found her for you. Our deal is over. Goodbye, Magneto. Rogue? Mystique! No tears. I've taught you to be stronger than that. Magneto is a good man. A bit too arrogant, perhaps. A bit of a dreamer, too. But he means well. You'll find friends here. Others like yourself. Things in America were bad enough with the humans hating us, but now with Apocalypse, well, they may soon have reason enough to hate. Magneto will help you learn to survive. You'd better take care of her, Magneto. I have grown fond of her, believe it or not, in our time together. Goodbye, Rogue. Goodbye. Well, what do we have here? The new kid on the block turns out to be someone my own age. And a babe at that. Hi, I'm Bobby. I'd be more than happy to show you the sights of Magneto's school for the genetically challenging. Don't you ever touch me with the... Don't worry, Bobby. I have you. I won't be touched. Y'all hear me? Just leave me alone. I'm dangerous. No, Rogue. You are no more dangerous than any of us. I know of you from Mystique. I know of your ability to absorb other powers and memories, and when making flesh-to-flesh contact with another. I know of the abduction attempt by the one called Polaris, and how you absorbed and retained a portion of her magnetic powers and her memories. But you mustn't think of your powers as a curse, but a blessing. Together we will find ways to control your gift. Rogue, you must know that you will never be alone again. You are safe here. We are family. Back then when these books were written and stuff, there was always speculation that Polaris was Magneto's daughter. She is. But there was red herrings, there was things that threw it off. At this time, all that speculation exists and we won't explore it too much. Let Let me check over here on my streams and see how my things are going. Okay. Let's see. All right. Okay. So let me get back to this. Okay, let's get back to reading, friends. I just needed a quick check on something. Cape Citadel, the stronghold of the United States nuclear defense arsenal. An impenetrable fort occupied by an army of highly trained soldiers equipped with enough high-tech weaponry to repel a direct terrorist assault until tonight. Until apocalypse. Quick X-Men note, it's important to know in X-Men issue 1, that was what Magneto did, was he attacked Cape Citadel and tried to send the nukes on the world. So he's doing like what Magneto did. And that's also in X-Men First Class, the movie, where they end up on that island and they have that standoff where Magneto turns all those missiles in that big scene. This is all, it's all the lore. Their timeline keeps happening, but different ways. Until apocalypse. The decloaked giant ship slows to a stop above the fort as alarms sound through the air. Apocalypse's horsemen look down at the gathering troops with amusement and disdain. These 5 proudly serve as Apocalypse Advance Guard and Shock Troop. Mutants who have given themselves body and soul to the will of Apocalypse. Gideon, Kandra, War, Death, and Sabretooth. Gideon's an external. That means he's an immortal mutant. He's immortal by natural mutations. Tonight, many will die, my friends. Poor fools, but I pity the survivors more, for they will know their day is done. What you say, boys and girls? Is it time we show the soldier boys a good old gut-tearing time? I love Sabretooth. Wondagore, this school is the fulfillment of a lifelong dream of my father's, Rogue. He's created an environment here where we mutants can live in peace, learn, and develop our abilities to the fullest. But he's always been awaiting this day, fearing it. If my father fears anything, a day when one powerful mutant would threaten humanity and the balance of power between our species would forever shift. The only result of this would be a world at war with itself, a war that could lead to Armageddon. Yeah, on the way here, Mystique hinted as much. If you don't mind me saying, your daddy and Mystique don't seem to like each other much, Wanda. Magneto's always been a loner rogue, perhaps perceived as cold, certainly a bit difficult to reach. But once, when he was very young, a man died, saving his life. And I think that tragedy had a profound effect on him. And your suspicion would be correct, Wanda. The man's name was Charles Xavier. Father, I didn't hear. He was a mutant, a visionary, a man of peace, a friend, and a guiding light through these dark times. Father, you're needed in the ready room. What has happened, Pietro? There's been an attack in America on Cape Citadel, so it has come to this, the nuclear stockpile. Wanda, have the X-Men assembled in the hangar, now. Cape Citadel, the special forces guarding the nuclear stockpile, are the best of the best. Battle-hardened veterans who have faced and defeated enemies of all types under every condition. These men have heard the stories of mutants and their alleged superpowers, but these warriors believe with all their hearts that they are ready for any foe. Then comes war, and the explosive energies which burst forth from his hands. The first line of defense is eradicated within seconds. When Sabretooth tears through the ranks with his savagery, even the fiercest of soldiers realize they are facing an enemy like none other that they ever encountered. Let's not waste time. The boss has us on a timetable. Kandra, take the point. I want a path to clear to the main building for Gideon, now. Don't presume to order me, animal. Telekinesis is a subtle tool, one to be used like a surgeon's scalpel, unlike your bestial tactics. That is enough lecturing, woman. I need to get into the main complex and be completely online with the next 3 hours, or we'll have missed a very specific window of opportunity. Perhaps you'd like to explain to Apocalypse why you wouldn't follow Sabretooth's directives. All of you, stop yelling. Death gathers around us. Listen to it. Feel it. Watch as I drain the life forces of these men. So sweet. So easy. The battle is over. You got that right, Death. Quick and easy as a skin in a rabbit. Now, Kandra, if you ain't beneath you, babe, could you blow this door off its hinges? I warn you, Sabretooth, the day will come when you push me too far. Stop, please. You're scaring me. Let's do it, people. The big boss and his ship will hold off any air jockeys they send at us. Our objective is underground. At that moment, my spy satellites are working to perfection. A mixed blessing. It allows me to witness a massacre, one I am helpless to prevent. But I will avenge their debts. This is the moment for which I have been preparing, and which I have been dreading most. He must be stopped, for the good of mutant and mankind alike. X-Men, our day has come. We leave for America in 5 minutes. May God have mercy on us. The hangar bay. Nice ship, Red. Smells like brand new. Think maybe old Buckethead will let you and me use it on the weekends? Weapon X. This is a state-of-the-art transportation vessel. I hardly think. Just strap yourself in, Logan. We're preparing to take off. Want me to help with the seatbelt, Red? Keep calling me Red, Mr. Logan, and the apocalypse won't be your only worry. Ooh, there's some fire behind those green eyes. I like that. All Blackbird systems are online, Father. We can be in the United States in just over 2 hours. Thank you, Pietro. I'll be there momentarily. Father, I should be with the team. I don't understand. No, Wanda, I need someone here that I can trust. Someone to take care of the other students, to take care of the school in case. Don't say it. Just come back, all of you, please. 1 minute later, the X-Men fly towards an uncertain future at supersonic speed. And on a nearby mountaintop, a young, strikingly handsome stranger views the departure with a bemused smile on his face. His name is Nemesis, and while he is a mutant, his arrival here does not involve enrollment. Cape Citadel. My God, they're just right outside the door. How are we supposed to hold them off if the entire base couldn't? We've got to try. The safety of the world is depending on us. Too bad for the world, eh? Gideon, get to work. I'll signal the boss and let him know we're on schedule. 2 hours later, we have a visual on Citadel, Father. ETA 2.4 minutes. And what of Apocalypse's ship, Quicksilver? Getting nothing of neither visual or radar. Could they have already left? And now I was hoping to show Red how good I am in a real brawl. Hey, did we come all this way for nothing, Tovarnich? Bummer. I was hoping for some action. Listen to them. So young, they think they're ready for the challenge. I pray that I've prepared them. Do not be deceived by the calm. Apocalypse is here, and he is waiting for our arrival. But Father, I am telling you, the sky is as clear as... Wait, I'm getting a visual. Some sort of cloaking field is dropping. Good Lord, it's right in front of us. We're getting an energy signature. The ship's weapons charging up. We've been hit. The fight is upon us. Quicksilver, initiate autopilot. Storm, we will require a diversion while the rest of us leave the Blackbird. Jean, Weapon X. Weapon X is your responsibility. Colossus, come with me. And Quicksilver, follow Iceman. This is not training session, X-Men. Today is cold and bitter reality. And even as Magneto leads his fledgling X-Men into battle to save the world, his private world, his refuge, his dream is torn apart. Brick, mortar, and steel explode before Nemesis's biogenetic microwave blasts. Nothing and no one is spared. To think that so many mutants could be gathered together in one place, and yet none are fit to survive, to see the coming world of Apocalypse. It's almost laughable if it weren't so pathetic. And inside the complex, everyone please calm down. Panicking won't help any of you get to the underground shelters any faster. Rogue, I need you to lead the youngest to... Rogue? Rogue! Where in the name of God are you? When Rogue observed the powers of the mutant known as Polaris, she gained the ability to manipulate magnetic fields, an ability which enables her to defy gravity, and gives her enough control of the magnetic field around her body to lash out with the power that she has kept hidden until this day. So there is one who wants to survive. You think you are fit to live amongst the select few, girl? Let's just see how fit you are, how much you want to live. The pain, body on fire. Enough! Leave her alone, Nemesis. You hurt me. You actually hurt me. I didn't think that possible. You will pay for this, witch. Pay most dearly. Cape Citadel. I trust everything proceeds apace. Yes, my lord. I've gained entry to the system. We now have access to the Strategic Air Command and all U.S. missile sites around the world. Targeting and launching will commence on your command. What is this, a joke? We're supposed to control the missiles, not actually use them? This ain't what I signed on for at Sabretooth. You fire as predictable as you are limited. You were the best to lead my mission, but you are now condemned with your own words. Take him, my horseman. Goodbye, Creed. Your weakness deems you unfit to join my new world. Kandra, you are now in charge. All because Sabretooth didn't want to nuke the people. This is a joke. You used me to lead an attack squad. And when that's done, I'm expendable? Huh? Real sweet. Now, Creed, let's not make more of this than need be. It's all about survival of the fittest. And you have just been deemed unfit. It ain't going down that easy, Kandra. You know that. Oh yes, it is, my best friend. A simple telekinetic bubble to encase you, and I remove an unwanted plebeian from the midst of the survivors. Come, Creed, executions should always happen outdoors, don't you think? And we wouldn't want your death scream to disrupt Gideon during his delicate work now, would we? Kandra? Well, look who's come to join the party. The legendary recluse himself, Magneto. You read the files on Mags and little Claude guy there, didn't you, Frail? You know you need me, or they'll get to Gideon. Come on, babe, let me go. I probably won't survive the fight anyway, but I'll die useful to the cause. Your logic is impeccable, Creed. Either way, your death is assured. All right, a direct assault, Sabretooth? I would have thought you know better. I do, just setting you up for her. Hit him, babe. Stop calling me babe. X-Men. The woman is a formidable foe, a sigh of the First Order. Beware of her. Beware her. But there can be no turning back. Attack now. Don't have to tell me twice, Buckethead. How's about we start by gutting the telekinetic babe? Is that what did he say telepathic or he said sigh? Okay. See now, Kandra, it's a regular nickname. Look. Looks like it's time for me to step back into the leader's shoes, huh? Get war and death in the fight, in the air, and hit them muties from above. And you make sure none of them get to Gideon. And Kandra, when this is all done, remember, I just saved your butt. Wouldn't count on walking away from this here scrap, bub. Tough talk for a runt Weapon X, right? Apocalypse thought about recruiting you, but decided to go for a winner instead. Let's do it. Classic. Sabretooth versus Wolverine. Nice move, Shrimp, for an amateur, but you're going to have to forgive me if I don't go dropping my guts all over your boots. I've got a real need to side with the winners. And from here, I'm standing right now, it looks like that's going to be Apocalypse. Maybe I can learn to live with the idea of nukes going off. Who knows? For now, I just want to live. And chopping you up into bite-sized pieces will go a long way to getting back on the good side. Cute little claws you got for yourself there. Now let me show you what berserk rage and some adamantium can do to a body. Come, Jean, Storm. The others have engaged death and war. We must get inside. What if they succeed in detonating the missiles? It's best we don't contemplate that possibility. Contemplate all you want, Magnus, but you're not getting past me. Magneto, go deal with the missiles. I'll handle this one. Now we got two telekinetics fighting. Jean is also a telepathic. Magneto attempts to push away all concerns from his young charges and focus on the mission at hand. But part of him remains on the field of battle, fighting alongside his X-Men and praying that for them there will be other days, other battles. You are called Gideon, are you not? If you wish to live, move away from that computer bank. Magneto, you recognize me? Guess I shouldn't be surprised with what you and Apocalypse dipping into the same gene pool for recruits. A simple twist of fate, and we could have been allies. Unfortunately for you, I am on his side, and you are too late. You see, the missile countdown has been initiated. No, boy, you have been overconfident. I can stop these missiles. A simple magnetic pulse in the computer system will shut down. The only problem with that, Magneto, is that you would have to be alive in order to carry out your plan. Can't move Simple, you used your powers against me. Big mistake. I absorbed them and I amplified them. And now use them to crush the life out of you. He's like what they tried to make Sebastian Shaw in the movies, as well as being an external. Shall we watch the countdown together? Outside, I have never before risked summoning lightning against a human being, but the stakes are too great to debate the morality of what I have done. Pray to the goddess that I have not killed death. This war guy's got to learn to chill, don't you think, Colossus? I find your attempts at levity at a time like this a bit ill-considered. Look. And all eyes look upward as they feel the oppressive weight fall across their hearts and their souls. The great ship of Apocalypse has begun its descent. Looks like your boss is coming to get you. You look scared, pal. I'll try to leave him some identifiable pieces. No, Runt, I'm the best at what I do, and he knows it. That's why I was picked. Is that right? Not anymore. That all you got? I've got a healing factor that's already kicking in. Oh yeah? Let's see how your healing factor works on a severed spine. What? Sorry, pal, but when it comes to Weapon X, there ain't no competition. The clock is ticking, Magneto, and here you are, crushed by your own powers as the age of Apocalypse is ushered in. An age which only the fit will survive, and mutants will rule. Do not worry about your charges. If they survive, they will learn to bow to Apocalypse, as will the world. You must stop, Gideon. Stop the missile countdown. Need to draw power from the Earth's magnetic field. Now, release everything into one of the focus bursts. No! What are you doing? Your powers are overloading me. I can't shut them down. Gonna explode. A concentrated magnetic pulse blankets the immediate area. All computer systems are shorted out for hundreds of miles. The launch sequence terminates. All is safe for now. Magneto could have survived that explosion. We're gonna have to wait to find out what happened to him, Red. This fight ain't over yet, kiddies. Now we've got to take down the big man himself, Apocalypse. Greetings, my fellow mutants. You have impressed me. You have won the day. You are stronger than I supposed. I will invite you to join my cause, but I fear you have been tainted by Magneto's righteousness. For now, I will be satisfied with your leader's death. With him gone, there is none other to stand in the way of my plans. Come, my horsemen, save for you, Creed. You have failed me in proving yourself unfit in battle. So die with those who have defeated you. Those who have placed a stumbling block in the path of my plans. All weapon systems engage. Goodbye, X-Men. And from the wreckage, a concentrated energy burst. No! I will only have one chance to stop Apocalypse. And he yelled. He's like, no! All learned that the mutant master of magnetism is a difficult man to kill. Still too weak to destroy the ship, but I can take out his weapons battery with a wide magnetic pulse. So Magneto lives. Impressive. He has saved his X-Men, but it is only a delaying tactic. The end is inevitable. And my day is nigh. You have done well, but do not expect this to be the last of Apocalypse. Today you witnessed but a small sample of the power which he wields. He is the reason I have pulled you all together. His madness is just beginning, and we must be prepared from this day forward to fight him every step of the way. Now let's go home and find some peace while we still can. Home to Wondergore. Rogue, are you there? Are you safe? Are the children safe? Here, Wanda, I'm fine. Everything's gonna be just fine. Y'all just have to rest. He's gone, but you've got to rest. Got to get better. Don't cry, Rogue. There's hardly any pain. And please listen, I don't have much time. Father must learn of all that happened here today. Tell him we are no longer safe here. Apocalypse knows, and we must be stopped. He must. Yes, I'll tell him now. Please, Wanda, rest, please. No, one more thing. No, one thing more. My father's burden is great. He needs to be loved. He needs a friend. Please, for me. Be a friend to him. I'll be there for him, Wanda, but so will you. You're gonna be fine. No, Rogue, I am tired. So tired. The dream. Years of sacrifice in pursuit of the dream. A dream of a world in which mutants will live in harmony with both mutants will live in harmony with both mutants and with humans and their fellow mutants. The dream of a better world, one which would be safe for the children. Today, Magneto has paid the highest price any man can give to a cause. And yet, through the tears and the anger, the self-recriminations, he knows that the X-Men's course has been clearly set today. For Wanda, for the world, the dream will live on. So here's a lot of epilogue of going into the Age of Apocalypse. Let's catch up real quick. The dream is over. January 1995. The dream is over. A man who should have never died is now gone. His passing marks the loss of a world full of promise, a world of hope unfettered, and heralds the coming of a reality rifle with the ravages of chaos and confusion, an age of madness and destruction. Enter now the age of apocalypse. Let the nightmare begin. And all began with the business trip. X-Men editor-in-chief Bob Harris. Okay, so this goes on. I'm not going to worry about that. Let's look at how the land's been conquered over here. So the Wall of Apocalypse. The Wall of Apocalypse is kind of just, we'll get into that. The America's been cut up. It has each of a section ruled by Apocalypse's horsemen, except for the East Coast over here, and a good half of America is all ruled by Apocalypse himself. There's scattered human hideouts through the Badlands, and we can see all this stuff. There's human settlements in Europe and over in Africa. They're protected by the Sentinels. That's kind of the humans are all there on a different coast. This is a cool book. I'm not going to get into all that, but we got this cool gallery here of things to come. Magneto, Rogue, and their child. Weapon X, Jean and Logan's story. And then here we have X Factor, where we see what's up with Cyclops, Beast, and Alex Summers. Havoc, very different. And then here is what will be our X-Men team. As you can see, Sabretooth is now with them. And that's where we get Wild Child and Blink. They're a fun crew. And a world gone mad, only the strong survive. X-Men. And here we have the Externals. Gambit and the Externals. There's Gambit, there's Layla Cheney. They're a fun team. Strong guy. Look at Jubilee. Jubilee is so dope in this one. Gambit and the Externals for crimes committed against the High Lord. Generation Next. This was their Generation X. This is a sadistic Kitty Pryde and Colossus. They are brutal, and I love them. Trained by Wolverine, she is just his little psycho understudy. The first X-23. Angel. He's got a cool story going. Introducing the all-new, all-different X-Men after Xavier. The Age of Apocalypse on sale in comic shops. Okay, guys, thanks for listening to me. Thanks for letting me read this. I'm going to keep trying to bring this stuff back, and I'm going to keep reading with it. I'm going to go load this to my YouTube. I might get on and read another book. I've been overdue, and I like reading to people. I might even jump on a different medium. But thank you guys all very much for listening to me. Thank you for checking this out, and I'll be posting this to my YouTube, too. Peace.